Good evening. Just to wrap up of the council meeting, the work session for the City of Grand Rapids for September 12th. The work session, we had a brief review from Catherine McLean talking about Mount Itasca and potential for additional funding over there. As all of you know, we are in the process of finalizing a budget for the City of Grand Rapids, and with some continued need to look at reductions of $100,000 to $200,000 in our budget in order to keep a tax rate that we think is acceptable. We're not sure what we can do at that point in time, but we do have some meetings coming up on the 19th and the 21st to continue to revise that budget down, looking to have our information back to the county in the time that we need by the end of the month, so that people then can be relayed to them what our levy limit will be for 2017. On the consent agenda, we authorized some shotguns for the police department. They will be put back into squad cars. The assault rifles that they have that meet needs when they would out there, the shotgun is something that's different than that, so we authorized the purchase of guns for there. We also adopted a resolution authorizing the staff to apply for IRRB funding for the Culture and Tourism Grant, and we consider accepted a Blandon grant for the Riverfront Venue Feasibility Study. We continue to try and figure out ways that we can utilize the Mississippi River that runs the length of Grand Rapids and turn that into a big positive for us. So this feasibility study, phase 1, funding is coming from Blandon, and if there is positive feedback from that, we would look, and we approved a phase 2 potential expenditures of $28.5 to do a phase 2 portion after that. We moved up a couple of roof issues. The lobby up at the IRA Civic Center has a leaky roof that they're looking at repairing, and the police department over the evidence room has a leaky roof that they're looking at repairing. And we authorized $245 for putting in some steps into the cab of our new 2016 snowplow truck. So all of those were moved up to consent, with the understanding and the thought that we were going to have a couple of public hearings this evening. As I look at the public hearings, first public hearing was to rezone a portion of land up in the Block 7 Clover and second additions to Grand Rapids, the Sammy's Pizza area up in there, from R1 one-family residential to general business, and we approved that this evening. There was one letter that was sent looking at maybe some potential change to the fencing that would be up there, and or some blocks, stop blocks that would be out there from a parking standpoint that would allow cars to park but not to be able to go to the point where they stick out over the curb on that street. So we'll work with Tony Girulli and the Sammy's Pizza staff to address some of those. Our community development department will do that, but we did approve the change as presented by the Planning Commission. The second public hearing was from Roberta Dwyer from MnDOT in. You've all seen and probably experienced some of the horrors of driving between Cohasset and Grand Rapids with 2 lanes in each direction, anywhere from traffic flows ranging from 50 to 60 plus miles an hour. If you're going to make a left turn, whether you're headed to Cohasset looking at turning in that direction, or more often than not, you're heading into town and you're looking at turning left to go into Euchre's or to go into Dale's Auto Body or to go into the Morton Building Place, any of those businesses along there, you're taking a good risk of, if you aren't watching in your rear view mirror to make sure that there is nobody in the close proximity behind you, of a rear end accident. The rates are showing that there's higher than desired fatality and incidents there from a crash standpoint. So we are looking at that. We've got comment from Bud Stone from the Chamber, and from some residents out there looking. Kathy Lind Lepak also spoke on a petition that was put around looking at doing that. I believe the council is supportive in order for that project to change. in which the change would be 2 lanes going west out of town, and the reasons why it would be 2 lanes exiting town and 1 lane entering town. The council, I believe to our satisfaction, heard what we needed to hear to be supportive, but we cannot support this until we come back. So my understanding is this will come back before council in October. This would be a 2017 project based on funding and the bid process that the state has to go through. If you had not heard, we are not having a council meeting in 2 weeks. We have 3 council members who are not able to attend then, so the need to have 3 prohibits us from having a meeting on the 26th, but we are having 2 special council meetings, one on the 19th and one on the 21st, to continue to work on our budget so as to have that levy limit set and to address any other issues that come up. So look for 2 special council meetings, one on the 19th and one on the 21st. As I said, if you're looking at coming to the meeting, don't come on the 26th, come on the 19th or 21st to address your concerns and stuff before the city council. With that, I hope everyone is doing well, and we will look forward to talking with you again on the 19th.